I mean, from a guy standpoint, like if we have a threesome with 2 girls, 1 guy and 2 girls, like we're bigged up on that, and it's like, you know, a good thing. But why do you think it's a bad thing, or degrading in a way where people may think that if a girl has a threesome with 2 guys?
I would have a threesome with another dude, just not a threesome with another woman, because I'm not attracted to women, and I don't think that it's fair to call it ran a train either, because why is it fair? Why are you laughing? Why is it fair?
It's crazy. Go ahead.
Why is it fair?
You freaky.
Then there's nothing wrong with that.
I would X the other girl out. So it was like.
But there's
Okay,
nothing wrong with that.
Why is it fair for what? Why is it fair for
No,
what?
I'm a super freak. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Why is it fair for 2 guys to have a threesome with 2 girls, and then it's like, oh, threesome, da 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 da, but then yeah, it's always a double standard, and like I think it's a rhetorical question, but like it's just, and even me saying that I would have sex with 2 dudes, because I don't care if I'm dating the guy and he's openly bisexual. I like guys like that, but.
Wait, you like?
But
bisexual guys?
I only came out saying yes. Lil Peep, I would date Lil Peep. All these, like, I would date someone that's bisexual. And I honestly thought about that like a month ago. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I would totally date a bisexual dude if he was openly bisexual. And
If he was honest with you?
yeah, absolutely. And I'm sweating saying this right now because like I've never even said this to anyone other than my best friend. But when I was in high school, I used to hang out and be part of the bisexual community, and it was just cool. We're kids having fun. But now I'm like, damn, I'm dating the same people that I was hanging out with in high school, so that must be a culture that I'm into.
Yeah.
So, and so for someone to say, oh, you like being ran on by a train? No, it's my boyfriend and maybe a guy we both have a crush on.
We both
So-
have a question. Okay, that makes sense.
Because I believe that human beings are bisexual, are
in
bisexual,
in general. And there's a sliding
bisexual.
scale.
If you're a guy and you close your eyes, you don't know who's penetrating that shit. It still
Wait,
don't feel
hold
good
on.
whether it's a male or female.
Wait, pause. We're not gonna jump into that subject.
Get the strap. Get the
That
strap.
is not true. That is not true.
Get the strap.
Get the
That
strap.
is not true. We're not gonna go into that route.
Wait,
but
you were saying how
Okay, so-
sex is like a sin.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, so they're looking at it like 2 dudes and 1 girl. That's a train. That's what I was raised.
Are you
out.
Jamaican?
No, I'm Haitian actually. That's nice enough. Yeah, but that's how they look at it. Like, you know, 2 dudes and 1 girl is a train. 2 girls and 1 guy, that's a threesome. Probably most of the people on the table are gonna refer to it as what I just told you. I was probably shocked that you were saying the way you saying it. But at the end of the day, I just feel like double standard is everywhere. At the end of the day, if a dude start, you know what I'm saying, like a dude cannot be bisexual. He's not accepted. Like, they're gonna judge you at the end of the day. Like, they just like the other time you judge me, I'm gonna judge. You know, that's just a dude. Just like a girl cannot have a train run on, they're gonna still judge you. That's so. In my hood, if you know you got a train run on, you.
So
In my hood,
and
yo, you
I'm also Haitian.
Okay.
I'm also from Brooklyn, and I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. When I was in high school, yes, all the boys were like, oh, if guys with 2 girls, yeah, that's awesome. But if a girl is with 2 guys, yeah, that's running train. Yes, that's true. But as you get older and you mature, that changed. So for example, I just turned 40. I at some point in my, I guess, early 20s, I was like, no, if a guy can do this, a woman can do this also, and it doesn't have to be degrading.
And I feel like that's why a lot of us are repressed, is because we live by these social standards.
Yes.
We're gonna close that topic. We're gonna close that topic. When I watch porn, I watch 2 guys and 1 girl. That's what turn me on. That's my porn. That's my fantasy. But in my hood, they make it seem like it's so wrong. It's something that we
that's
never
what
do.
I'm saying.
But when I watch porn, you can watch my porn right now. It's really 2 guys and 1 dude. That's what I don't want to watch 1 guy and 1 girl. It's not fun to me.
But that's what I'm saying. We feel suppressed, and then we think that whatever turns us on or whatever makes us feel bad. Like in the, I mean, I can go into a whole history thing, but
Danny, I have a question for you. So after today's conversation here, will you leave here? Because remember, just because you're from somewhere, as you get older, you mature and learn new things. So after you leave here today, will you still call it a train or will you call it?
You know what's
a
the crazy
threesome?
thing? So as the older I'm getting, I'm learning because I lost my virginity late, so I'm learning a lot about sex and people, whatever. But I'm open-minded. I'm a free spirit. I'm open-minded. But they really make it seem like I don't have argument where people almost fight like, yo, you know, if you get with the other dude, that's not even bisexual. That's a double standard. You know, it's a lot of conversation. Just like what she knows and not what I know. I'm not coming for you.
So,
like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I think
But so when you leave here,
I
are
would,
you-
yeah, I
okay,
would
never.
definitely have like, yo, you know, people. When it comes to sex, people are weird. Like behind closed doors.
Wait,
You
hold
don't
on,
know what
no,
people
hold
doing
on.
behind closed doors.
Hold on.
You don't know what I'm doing behind closed doors because I know I do a lot behind closed doors. I'm thinking about behind
so-
closed
So
doors.
then Rico.
I'm gonna say how I feel on this situation.
Here we go.
I grew up the way I grew up, and the people I grew up with, my homies that I grew up with, we ran train
Yes, and I
on
totally.
a lot of females.
I understand that. Yes.
So, the thought of my exclusive woman being included in the type of people that we ran train on, or I should say women that we ran train on, it was a woman that we typically didn't have much respect for to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
again, but that was when you were younger.
Younger.
As
Even
an
now,
adult now, that's
even,
what you still
wait, hold
call
on.
it?
Even now, if I called one of my friends and said, "Hey, look, I got somebody who wants to run train," they'd be like, "Okay."
It's circumstantial. That's my point.
It's wait.
like the
wait, hold on.
circumstances.
It's really not circumstantial from our society, our truth, which may be
But-
different than yours.
No, but that's the circumstances. Your circumstances and then mine. Like,
Well, the truth is different. The circumstances is still the same because it's still two guys and one girl. But what I'm saying is how we were raised. We treated this type of girl with less respect, which is
Okay.
not good. I'm
Under
not
which
saying
circumstances?
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Okay.
But when I had a threesome with two girls, I was praised for it.
So, Rico, do you feel like, do you not feel like that's slut shaming? Do you not feel like,
No.
do you not feel like that's misogynist at all?
No, not at all.
Why?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you gotta understand, like, majority of men in the millennial world,
Okay.
we hold women to a very high standard. If my wife came up to me and said she wanted to have a threesome with me, her, and another man, I wouldn't break up with her or anything, but I would not allow that to happen. The thought of another male penetrating my woman is not acceptable for me.
If you feel like your wife is now degraded in terms of how you look at her, based on her desire
Pause.
to want to have sex with two men, I see that as problematic.
I clearly just said I would not look at her no differently, and I would
Okay.
not break up with her.
Okay.
Because that is a fantasy. We all have fantasies. That's cool. But when you live up to certain fantasies, there's certain things you shouldn't do.
Okay.
And that's
And
just how I.
his
That's just how I
belief.
feel. That's just how
Only,
I feel.
only
I
women
agree
cannot
with
do
that
that.
too.
No, I'm not gonna
Basically,
say
you can
only
sleep
women.
with another woman and
Right.
she can't, and you can basically sleep with other women all day
I,
long.
no,
with her.
that's my wife, and if I'm exclusive to her, if we have,
Alright, so-
unless we have a different agreement, if me and her are exclusively monogamous, we are not sleeping with nobody.
You know what it is? I would want my man.
Unless
like,
agreed on
I
both
would want to
ends.
see my man
It's
like.
okay for you to
I would
sleep
want to see my man like sleeping with another woman.
That's
Like a
because that's what
threesome.
you like.
But I don't want to see my man with other men in the room. I don't want to see that. I don't give a fuck.
That's a double standard.
See, I'm the opposite.
It's a double standard. It is. It is. It's
can't
stuff
see
that
myself
people are
doing that
great.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's weird.
I think that's interesting is that I'm opposite. I would never want my man to be in another room with another woman.
But you would want him with another man?
Because I could be in a different space. I could be coming from the mind frame of view where I would never want to have a threesome with two guys. Like, I think that's just absurd. But the person type of person. But it's interesting to see the dynamics of each individual and because I'm sitting next to you.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not me judging you. Just like I would just go a different route.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
you wouldn't mind if there's another female, and I wouldn't mind if there's another male, depending on the circumstances.
Everybody's different.
Like when you're in a relationship or you're falling for somebody, how do you go about it? Do you wear your heart in your sleeve or you just hold back? What do you do?
Loving guy. It depends on it depends on the circumstances, but at the same time, it's just like I'm really open about it, and at the same time, it's just like, you know, everybody deserves love. You know, everybody in this table right here, everybody.
But you know what? We think that we don't, and then we live up to those expectations.
No, you know what it is.
I do.
Well, we feel like we
Damn,
don't.
you guys taking my shine? Like,
Sorry, I was trying to ask. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
moment.
I didn't want it to be discussion. I just sorry.
But Team Aquarius, but at the same time, it's like everybody deserves love.
No,
at the
I
end
do
of the day.
cry too, but it's behind closed door. But I do like love. Like even though I act tough, whatever, I
doesn't?
like somebody.
Everybody loves love.
You know, like
All day. I think what it is, I've had it. It's real. It's out there. And once you know what it is, and it's and you feel it, and you know and you trust, and you got the passwords to each other's phones, you got the bank accounts, you got all the wifey duties.
Even
you do
that-
all those
even
things,
I just feel
and
like-
you'll go bail a nigga out when he gets locked up and be like, you know, I got you, boo. This is what's gonna happen.
with that, it's
I'll put
like-
my names
I
on the
feel
cars,
like there's-
and I know what love is, and it's
there's
real.
no-
It's
You
one
said
of
you
the
need
best
her, but
feelings
what
in
would
the
you do if
world.
you had her? You
Even
got
though I
her.
had a
There's
company
no
called Fuck
greater
Love Get
feeling.
Money, just
I feel like
FYI.
there's no like when it comes to love, like I like love, but I don't fuck with it. You know, like I like it, but I don't fuck with it. But there's no greater feeling. Like
It's one of the best
there's
feelings.
no
Wait,
greater
he just
feeling in
said,
the world.
wait, he just said, oh, I need her. But coming from the biggest dog at the table, that's my problem. The biggest dog at the table. Oh, I need her.